Hi everyone, Cheryl here. Welcome to another video. I believe this is my second video of the year, so 24.2. Nice to see you all again. I hope you're all okay. Today is, I think it's Sunday. Yes, it is Sunday. The 16th of June 2024. Well, we're getting on in the year, aren't we? And today actually feels warm for a change. These last few weeks it's felt really cold, and it's because of a wind. Constantly blowing. Anyway, I do have some finished objects to show you, so that's good, isn't it? Now, you know me, when I make hats, I like to make two of them. I don't know why, I just do. It's like the first goes like the try and the second goes the perfection. I like to think it like that. Anyway, so this particular hat, it's called the Graham hat by Jennifer Adams. And it's supposed to be a slouch, and the first one I made them both with Vanna's Choice yarn, which I had in my stash, and it's supposed to be knit. It is supposed to be knit. It is knit inside out, and I think the reason why is because, it's my assumption, based on what I've heard some YouTubers say who knit continental, they find it laborious. It's not fun knitting continuous pearl stitches, so I think that's why it's knit inside out. Well, I'm not a continental knitter, so it never bothered me. I could have done it either way. But anyway, what I've done for presentation of these two hats, I've put one on the head inside out, and one the right way around as it's meant to be for the pattern. Also, the first one I made, it's like I said, it was a slouch hat. I did a partial slouch. Now, I don't know why I did this, because I'm not going to wear these, but I don't like slouch hats. So it's got a little bit of a peak on the end. The second one is more hat-like, and it's got a folded brim. So here's the first one I made, and this is the outside pattern, what you're meant to see. Okay, and it's got a little knobble on the end there. Now imagine that being longer, that would be the slouch. But knowing, you know me, I just decided not to do it. The second one, this is what it looks like when you're knitting it. So that's why I'm presenting it this way, and it actually looks good on its own. And so it depends on how you sew it at the end. If you sew it quite cleverly, you could wear it like this anyway. And of course I did a brim, because I don't like slouch hats, even though, like I said, I'm not going to be wearing it. That's that one. I do have a third hat to show you, but it's a different one. Right, the third hat I've got to show you is, it's just called 2x2, and it's by Anne Gangan. Now, I've knitted quite a few of her hats before, and it was always the ribs and cable beanie. It's one of my favourite patterns. I really like that one. So I just thought I'd try one of her other ones. Okay. Look, he's got a little knobble on. When I do the second version of this, and I've already started on it, there was something I really liked about this, and I forgot what it was. I think it was the way when the decreases happen in the merge into the other, the stitches going on. Anyway, when I do the second one of this, I'm going to be doing it a bit shorter, so he doesn't have a knobble on his head. So those are the three hats. Now, I'm going to show you a picture of Christopher's new wheelchair, but please pretend the seat cushion is not in your line of sight. Just look at the armrests anyway, because he's got new armrests. I did some armrest covers. That's it, that's the word. And they're far easier to do this time compared with the last wheelchair, because the arms are just straight. Now all I had to do, what I did, it was basically I started like a taupe sock. I can't remember how many stitches I started with, but I knew when I first began it, it was too few, so I pulled it out and started again. And I only needed to do basically 3 sets of increases, and then went up the arm until we came to like the T-junction. So say this is the armrest and this is the post. I got so far up the armrest, then I started to go back and forth. And once I got so far and I was quite happy with it, I made a buttonhole. and I sewed a button on. The only thing I need to do on there now is resituate the button, because it feels quite loose now, because I kept slipping it on and it was perfect and everything, but now it's on permanently, it feels a bit loose. It's not going to come undone unless somebody yanks it. But yeah, the reason why I do those armrest covers because Christopher picks and picks and picks. Right, let me tell you about that seat cushion. You're going to look at it, aren't you? And I just know you're going to look at it. Yeah, it's disgusting. Christopher has been a wheelchair user his whole life, right? So when he progressed from regular child prams and buggies, he started to use wheelchairs. And they've always came with a cushion, except the new one. We were suddenly about to, they were fitting up, the occupational therapists were fitting up this him for this wheelchair, which we waited a year for. And that was after a lengthy wait for an assessment. It was, where's the cushion? Oh, they don't come with cushions now, you just use your old one. So anyway, they did order us one, but my God, it's so thin compared with that one. Well, I was looking to get, like, hopefully replace like for like. So I was faced with this cushion and I really need to give it a good clean, and my first instinct was to get the cloth to it, but I thought, no, it's not all like food stuff, it's other things, it's like bits from trees and seeds and goodness knows what. So I sat there for more than an hour. I had to take my glasses off because my glasses are for distance. And I had a pair of tweezers. Now it's got a mesh thing, so you'd think, well, why didn't you just unzip it and take it off that way? It wouldn't unzip. It's this mesh layer that's sewed into the whole seat. Oh God. So I sat there for ages with tweezers, taking out all these little seeds and bits of grass and things like that. And some bit was dried food, and the bit that was left over that was dried food, it was clothable, if you know what I mean. Clothable with a wet cloth. Anyway, it looks awesome now. But we've still got his new cushion on, which is like thin. Never mind, but at least we've got that one as that one. I keep looking at it because I'm looking at the picture on the computer. At least we've got that one as a spare, and I'm glad I've cleaned it up. I feel better. I bet CJ feels better too. Actually, I don't think he'll care. Okay, the other project I have done, I've finished half of it, but not the other pair of socks. First pair of socks of this year, so this is one that I finished. Isn't that nice? Now it's Opal yarn, but I can't remember the colourway, like what it was called. Let's pull it out like this so you can see it from a side view. That's it. I'm making it look pretty. There we go. So it does not look lovely. Do you know what? I love that heel. I used Sockmatician's, he calls it a recipe, because you plug in your own numbers, that's fine. But I like the way it's toe-up sock. Oh, the toe. I've done this before on a pair of socks, and it might have been the one from last year. It's like a rounded toe. It's still Judy Becker's Magic Cast On, but it's a rounded toe, and when I find the link I will put it in the description box. It just spaces out where the increases are, so it has more of a rounded look rather than a peak. Like a, what's that called, that shape? Oh, doesn't matter. I forgot. It's been years since I've done maths at school. Right. Yeah, I had a problem knitting the second sock. I dropped a stitch because I did it toe up. I dropped a stitch somewhere down there, and I couldn't see where it was, but I was missing stitches. I thought, hang on a minute, there's one stitch gone, wherever I'd lost it. I had to look at the pattern to see where it had changed, and I was approximately right. I was about two rows, two rounds ahead. As soon as I was like two rounds away, I was able to spot the drop stitch, and I quickly put a stitch marker in it. I nearly said a paper clip. And then I was able to frog back so I could resume that slip knit pattern. I love that slip knit pattern. It has a little bit of a stretch to it. It's gorgeous. Anyway, that's all I've got to show you. for this instalment, and I will see you no doubt in a few months' time with more finished items, and I hope everyone's okay. Let me know in the comment box what you're doing, what project you're doing. It'd be lovely to hear from you all. Okay, take care everyone. Bye bye.